Have you ever noticed how some people walk into a room and, without saying a single word, everyone just shifts? The chatter dies down. Next turn. People instinctively make space. It's not about their height, their clothes, or how much money they have in the bank. It's something deeper, something almost invisible. Most people spend their entire lives begging for respect. They work too hard. They say yes too often. They try to prove their worth to anyone who will listen. But the truly respected? They don't ask for it. They don't even demand it. They simply command it. In the next few minutes, we are going to peel back the curtain on the hidden psychology of instant respect. You are going to learn why your brain decides to trust some people in less than a second, and why it ignores others. If you've ever felt overlooked or undervalued, what I'm about to tell you will change the way you move through the world forever. The silent signal. Psychologists have found that first impressions are formed in about 1/10 of a second. That is faster than you can blink. In that tiny window of time, people aren't looking at your resume, they are reading your vibe. But what is a vibe, really? In psychology, we call this thin slicing. Your brain takes a small slice of information and uses it to predict everything else about a person. The biggest factor in instant respect isn't confidence, it's comfort. Think about it. When someone is nervous, they fidget, they talk too fast, they take up as little space as possible. Their body is screaming, "I am a threat," or "I am afraid." Neither of those things earns respect. The person who gets respected instantly is someone who is completely at peace with their own presence. They move with a certain heaviness, not laziness, but deliberate intent. They don't rush to fill the silence. They aren't scanning the room to see if people like them. Instead, they act as if they already belong there. When you act like you belong, everyone else assumes you do too. The law of selective availability. Here is a psychological truth that hurts. We do not value things that are free and infinite. We value things that are rare. Most people think that to be respected, they need to be the nice guy or the helpful girl. They answer every text in 5 seconds. They laugh at every joke, even the bad ones. They are always available. But in the world of human behavior, high availability equals low value. People who are respected instantly have boundaries you can feel. They don't over-explain themselves. If they can't do something, they say no, without a 10-minute apology. This sends a powerful signal. This person values their time. Therefore, I should too. Respect is not something you get by being a doormat. It's something you get by being a gatekeeper of your own energy. The power of the pause. Let's talk about how you speak. Have you ever met someone who talks so fast, they barely breathe? They are usually trying to keep your attention because they fear you'll leave. Now think of someone you respect. How do they talk? They use the power of the pause. When asked a question, they don't rush. They stop. They think. They let silence sit. This shows they are not reactive. They are in control of their emotions and their words. When you rush your words, you are telling the world that your thoughts aren't worth the wait. When you take your time, you are telling the world that what you have to say is important. And the world, surprisingly, will wait for you. The mirror of self-regard. There is a concept in psychology called social proof. We look to others to see how we should treat someone, but the first person everyone looks at to see how to treat you is you. If you walk into a store and you're hunched over, looking at the floor, and apologizing for taking up space, you are giving everyone else a manual on how to mistreat you. You are saying, "I am not important." On the other hand, instant respect comes from internal validation. This means you don't need the person across from you to nod their head for you to feel okay. Imagine you're at a party and you spill a drink on yourself. The person seeking respect will get flustered, turn red, and start making excuses. They are embarrassed because their self-image depends on what others think. The person who is already respected will laugh it off, grab a napkin, and keep the conversation going. They aren't bothered because a little stain doesn't change who they are. That level of unshakability is magnetic. It tells people that you are a rock in a world of shifting sand. The status of body language. We often talk about eye contact, but most people get it wrong. They think you have to stare people down like a predator. That doesn't get you respect. It gets you a reputation for being weird. True respect comes from relaxed eye contact. It's the ability to look someone in the eye without feeling the need to look away first, but also without trying to win a staring contest. Combine this with what psychologists call open posture. When we are protective or nervous, we shield our vitals, we cross our arms, we hunch our shoulders, we hold our phone in front of our chest. People who get respected instantly keep their torso open. They expose their neck and chest. This is an ancient biological signal that says, I am so confident in my environment that I don't need to protect myself. It signals total lack of fear. And humans are programmed to follow and respect those who are not afraid. The life lesson. At the end of the day, respect is a mirror. You cannot receive what you do not give to yourself first. If you go through life trying to tricks or hacks to make people like you will always be a step behind. Because people can sense a performance. They can smell the desperation for approval. The secret to why some people get respected instantly isn't a secret at all. It's a decision. It's the decision to stop asking for permission to exist. It's the decision to speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. To stand tall, even when you feel small. And to walk into every room as if you are meeting an old friend, rather than a judge and jury. When you finally stop looking for respect in the eyes of others, you will find it has been waiting for you in the way you treat yourself. Start valuing your own time. Start honoring your own no. Start trusting your own voice. Because the moment you truly respect yourself, the rest of the world has no choice but to follow suit. And that is the most powerful psychological hack there is. Don't just try to look the part. Become the person who doesn't need to look the part. The room is waiting. How will you walk into it next time?